Okay, we back. And I suppose we are doing this mission. Yes, that's right. I started driving this way, and so it is. Is this a side pass so we can actually get by here? It's a pretty narrow passageway. Water looks kind of funky, almost like when you look at the Minecraft. Oh, fuck. When you look at Minecraft and it's ray traced, and it looks like it's amazing, right? They're showing you the textures, and it's like, this is the future. We'll never stop playing Minecraft ever again. And then you see it in action, and it just looks like an odd amalgamation, rather. It looks like an amalgamation, some Frankenstein concoction that's completely out of place compared to the voxel graphics around it. And the water especially, where it's just like way too fluid, and it looks like Crisis, and it's in the middle of a game with sheep with cross eyes. It just doesn't fit. The State of Decay water is pretty good. It's pretty good. It's different. I don't know. It just is, I guess. It's graphically fine. But water plays such a small role in this game. We got this, so I think maybe they should involve the black fever is what I'm saying, is I think they should make water look kind of gross. We got this place full of deadheads. Can you deal with that, right? New in town Marshall stories. I mean, this is weird. I guess, yes, but
There's this warehouse in West Marshall that seems perfect.
I really thought this would be a special mission. You gotta enjoy this looting while it lasts, because you're not gonna be able to loot this after. But not ever. People are like, oh my god, you gotta make sure you loot all the buildings then before an enclave gets in. You can still loot the building after they leave. Like, the loot doesn't just disappear. It's just that you can't steal their shit while you're in there. But it's not really theirs either. They don't care. It doesn't matter in this game. Okay, everyone's getting a new base. You notice that? Excuse me. It's gonna be a constant struggle bus. It always is anymore. Where are we though? The fairgrounds? Gotta be the fairgrounds. Yeah, fairgrounds. The fairgrounds are a lot grander than what they were in State of Decay 1. You could always tell in State of Decay 1 that was like the last area they did, and it seems like they just kind of ran out of time. Like, they probably had a really big idea. They did across the board for that whole game. There's a lot of like half-developed ideas and concepts, a lot of like high concept stuff. State of Decay 1 was basically a prototype that got turned into a full game for what they were calling Class 4, and I nearly wrecked this ambulance. Here comes the ambulance. But now, Heartland, I mean, this is the definitive, speaking of GTA, the definitive edition, this is the definitive edition of State of Decay, of State of Decay 1 even. I mean, think about that. GTA, it was $60, probably more than that. I'm sure there were super editions and mega editions and all that shit. For a 15-year-old game that runs terribly, looks grotesque and distorted in terms of the character modeling and the animations, is buggy, poorly optimized, crashes all the time, broken, $60, and it's an old game. It's 3 old-ass games, and looks worse in many cases. And I'm gonna be real with you. And, you know, this goes out to the people that watch these. I don't like GTA much. I think those games are not aging well, and I think that GTA 5 kind of sucks. I'm not saying it's a bad game, and I haven't played the story. I've only like logged in one time and experienced the story, and I thought, wow, this is freaking epic, right? I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it was really cool. All the different
Rumor has it that this part of Marshall is a lot
characters, just to see Los Angeles like that, completely brought to life. and there we go. That probably cleared it for about 2 seconds. Rah, rah, biggest frog ever. I'll just keep stuttering on and. It's a slick game. It's cool. It's modern. It's hip. It's a game that people know and people talk about, and I will give Rockstar that. It's a cool game. And I think Red Dead Redemption 2 is a really great game. All right, it has problems. It's not perfect, but it is a great game.
From every which way.
I played from that point GTA Online because that's what my nephew wanted to play.
Nothing.
Not impressed. Not impressed. Like, yeah, it can be fun. It can be silly. But when I was a kid and played GTA 3, I'm not saying that GTA 3 was better, but I just knew, like, I didn't know what to expect, and so it was, like, beyond my expectations. Shooting down a helicopter, being chased by police, that you could steal any car, like, that stuff blew my mind at the time. I'm not saying, like, nostalgia, because that's a big issue and why we're kind of in this remaster remake cycle anyway, I think.
This'll be useful.
But lots of, like, I was addicted for a little bit when I was a kid. To go back and play it, it would probably be terrible, and I never loved it. And the only GTA I've ever beat to this day is Vice City, and a big chunk of San Andreas, because that was huge. And I had San Andreas before. Why would we not do this for the reward? Does that change anything? Probably not. It's State of Decay. That never seems to change anything. Left it on the ground. I don't. Oh, okay, there it is. So I think that it's a clunky game. That's what I'm trying to get out. I think that the shooting mechanics are awful. I think the running mechanics having to tap the A button is obnoxious. I think it's got some weird RPG features that don't really work or really make sense in most cases. I think there's a lot of problems, and I think it's a clunky game. I think it's a cool game. It's a slick game. It's a large game, and I understand its lasting appeal for the sandbox that it represents. Like, Rockstar is still the best at making sandboxes. No doubt about it. But I don't know, man. I'm just going to get rid of her anyway, so why not just give her a pocket? We need a marathon stealth character, but since she's going to go, I don't see why I would. I don't see how that was a miss either. What the hell's going on here? Like, that was a miss. Those two were misses. It's range. It does have a weakness. What the fuck? Is it range or is that bush
I can't
really...
carry
Dude,
anymore.
that's a silenced pistol. That doesn't make sense. So anyway, State of Decay. This is now, I'm going to get to the major point here. So Rockstar sold people, they
I can't carry that much.
went ahead and they contracted out the work to do what should be their baby. This is a part of their history as a company. And we all know the result. I mean, it's like the biggest thing in gaming news as I'm recording this, that GTA, the definitive edition, is just like Battlefield 2042. Like, these games are just releasing in terrible shape. Some of it's got to be the pandemic and, like, probably people are working... Dude, this thing is super stuck. I don't even think I can Austin Powers out of this. Oh, we did. There's a lot of places in State of Decay designed like that on purpose, just to get you, like, in shitty situations. Oh, I guess, well, when in Rome. State of Decay releases Homecoming, which is basically State of Decay 1.
Anybody here?
But better. Oh, fuck. Well, one, the scale is, like, crazy. This is like Mad Max, how the scale's off. Like, those stairs are massive. And it's another curb of infinity. The Physac that haunts Daybreak. They still haven't fixed the curb in Daybreak. They fixed the curb in Heartland, but they won't fix the curb in freaking, Daybreak. And, and there, the stairs are, like, way out of proportion. But that's a small thing, okay? We can get over that. Especially, this was a free update. Think about that. This was a free update. This map. These stories. And they wrote 50 plus new missions. They completely redid this map. And it looks great. It's the best map they've ever done. On top of 2+ years of just consistently updating this game and getting better at it and getting better at, like, getting feedback and data and doing test servers and stuff. Like, they just keep improving. And I hope that this is, you know, the path and they consistently stay down, because that'll be so good for them as a company. But that being said, I don't want to go like too hardcore fanboy here. Rockstar has made oodles of money off of GTA, and 2K have. It's $1 billion plus franchise. They've been selling the same game for 15 years, right? And they come and they sell you all the old shit again and tell you it's new, but it's really not. And they take down all the old versions of the game, and 2K puts out a cease and desist letter, a cease and desist letter on modders. So all this content that's been made by their loyal fans, talk about customer or consumer advocacy and being loyal to your customers and presenting them with the best value you can because you appreciate your customers. That's not 2K. No, sir. They'll sue your ass. I've seen content creators ruined by 2K. Like, they intimidate you. It is not good. During Borderlands 3, when the hype was real for that game, 2K ruined people. Well, so that's what they did to the modders. And these are people with technical skills. They know how to program, they know how to develop and design. These are like kind of the main people in my mind as a game developer you want on your side, because they can help you. In the long run, they can help you. But not according to 2K, who protects their properties, even though, you know, they're just the publisher in this case, with an iron grip. And this should be contrasted and viewed. If people are really as triggered as people feel like, you know, and all the gaming public, they're triggered, you know, it's a mixed thing. Because FIFA and Grand Theft Auto 5 sell more than any other game, but at the same time, I'm gonna change people. I'm just gonna glitch out this siege. I want to trade. I want to see if well, we're gonna get an Xbox. That's all right. That makes me want to build a lounge. Like, that's what we should do, is put a lounge in. Put that Xbox in there. They did it for free. This is the definitive edition. You have the definitive edition right here for State of Decay. It is this. You can play a better version of State of Decay, for the most part, with definitely, inarguably, 10 times more content in on a much better map, so long as you have modern hardware. And that's the difference between the two companies. That's the difference between two studios and two philosophies. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, it's thanks to Microsoft. It's thanks to Undead Labs. Microsoft in 343, the shit they're pulling on Halo Infinite is straight up. I mean, it's not as bad as GTA, the definitive edition, because at least in the case of Halo Infinite, the game works and works well. It's just that their whole monetization thing is bad, man. It's so bad. It's frustratingly bad. It doesn't even make sense bad, especially not in 2021. This is not new. They've been doing this. They're the OG as far as Halo is concerned. I guess we're not... I guess we don't got that Bungie energy or something going on. I don't know, but you wouldn't think it would be Bungie energy, but you don't get XP for playing. That's the Halo Infinite situation. If you're no one's up to date as I'm recording this, I mean, shit will already be out of date. It always is. So I'm just gonna rant about this for a minute. But that being said, that's the situation. You don't get XP for just playing the game, and this is a multifaceted thing, but it's so clean at the same time to criticize because the situation. It's first thing, you don't get XP for just playing the game, but it has a battle pass that is a very, very long, tedious grind. It has over 100 levels in it. There's no free tier to it, and you can't just earn things. You only earn XP through challenges. Challenges are randomly generated, and there seems to be no control over them whatsoever, and no real rhyme or reason to them other than they are like, they range from play a match, okay, big deal, or get like 3 Hornet kills, which is much more difficult. And again, this all sucks because the game itself is actually really, really good. When you get down and just get to play it, it's amazing. I mean, honestly, that's kind of big, but it plays really well. Anyway, let's go get the Xbox and stuff, and I'm gonna trade this malt liquor. Let the mysterious stranger get crunk on this Saturday night, as many an Ohio person and probably that Michigan person is doing at this current moment. One in heartbroken sorrow and the other in triumphant victory. Took long enough. So, let's get back to the Halo Infinite thing. Next thing. Challenges. Okay. Now, that might not seem like a big deal, except for the fact that that's the only way to get XP. It is a big deal because you can't specifically choose playlists anymore. All playlists are random. Now, see, all this that I'm saying right now needs to just go in a quick video. And I should probably do that. But, because it's like, it's literally just this simple. So, that means it's double jeopardy. You might get 3 Hornet kills in. Dude, that, you have to try to do that. So say it's like you need to win 3 recharge or whatever it's called, discharge something. It's where you grab batteries and fill your base with power, okay? Win 3 of them. Seems like it shouldn't be a big deal, right? You just go into the old recharge mode and play it till you win 3. No, sir. You have quick play, you have bot battle, whatever the special mode is at the time of this recording, it's Fiesta, which is a whole nother story, and big team battle and ranked. You cannot go into those modes and then individually select what you would like to play. It's random. So people actively stop playing the objective past a certain point because they're just in there to try to get into the mode they want to get. It's deeply flawed. And they want to get into that mode because that's the only way to get XP is to complete your challenges. So it's a real mess as far as the XP grind is concerned, and that is doubly so for the challenges. The challenges, again, can only be progressed not by playing the Fiesta mode like you would anticipate, like they would do, say, even on Apex Legends, which I've quit playing because I'm done with it and I'm sick of it, to be honest with you. But in their monetization, it can be bad because of the heirlooms, but at the same time, even they give you XP for just playing and give you straight up level up rewards, and they do have a free tier to their pass. It's shit that just should be really standard by now because we've been in this whole battle pass cycle now for about half a decade, it feels like. That's probably about right as far as time frame. And yet somehow Halo Infinite, which is this really polished game, is not doing that. Like, and is just so backwards in so many ways on that. It's like an Apple product. I mean, it's like this closed box, and they've monetized the shit out of it, and they've gotten away with it because it's Halo and people don't want to give them much shit. It's like the times have been so tough of late that it just feels like, man, people want Halo to be good. They need it to be good. So people don't want to shit on it. And I get that. I do. I don't want to shit on it either. It pisses me off. I don't want to shit on it. I want a game to come out and be like, yeah, you know, this is one that we can really be like, yes, it's good. I think we all want that. I don't think anyone has been sitting here rooting for games to keep coming out in a half-done state with this increasing lack of ambition and lack of attention to detail, and you know, all the things that you like. You go to a Crobat video and you see like, oh yeah, Crackdown used to be able to tether cars together and break glass and half-fill aquariums, and like if you shot the bottom of the aquarium, the water would drain out and stuff that they don't do anymore because they just feel like it's a waste of time, even though the technology and the hardware is so much better. So let's Tressie, we need to do Tressie's mission. I want to make sure we get Tressie before it times out.
Thanks. Better be ready for
So now the third thing is customization. The third thing is like a lot of things, but we'll just put it into one. Let's go to Halo Reach. Again, I'll make a video on this, but I'm on this topic now, so I'm just gonna go. Holy shit, the ambulance is clunky. I mean, my driving's bad, but the ambulance just loves to get stuck on corners. Let's boot up Halo Reach for the first time. Halo Reach, probably, you know, Bungie's last Halo and arguably their best Halo, I think. It was just it was polished. It was farewell. And we boot that game up. You can change your Spartan. You can change your armor, shoulder pads, greaves. You can change your model, male, female, robot arms, robot legs, whatever. Change your helmet. Change your armor type. Color it down to whatever you want. 3 colors. Primary, secondary, tertiary. Beautiful. Your nameplate. Thing that'd been around for a long time. Customize it however you want. Choose a background. Choose a background image. Choose a design. Color it out. It's yours. Let's listen for a sec. I want to recover sample from one of the ruined plague walls. Can you watch my back?
I've been studying these old plague walls, and I've got a theory I'd like to test. When the last active wall downtown was destroyed, something happened to every wall in the valley. Whatever that effect was, it originated from here in Marshall.
Okay.
Now the walls around here are organically inert. Nothing going on at all.
So the walls only happen in
That's the
Marshall.
reason that walls further away might have been affected differently. I want to gather some samples from a ruined wall out in the farmlands to see if my theory is correct. If I'm right, this sample could let me better understand the biology of these plague walls.
Look, they even added a new feature, like the fact that you can get more details on these missions.
Good.
I don't want her to die because I really like this character. She's cool. It reminds me of Minority Report, the woman who
God, I am
came up
so
with the
sick of
psychic
playing
girls.
zombies.
Okay, so on our way to drive, I'll continue to complain about Halo. Let's talk about armor customization. So yeah, you could do whatever you want, but when you earn new armor, you did it not through buying it, but by earning it. By earning it by doing some crazy feats. Getting 10,000 kills in the multiplayer. Getting so many sword kills. Like, it was largely tied to achievements. So some of the most heralded, but I'm trying to find the right word. Like desired. One of those desirous. Turn that into an adverb. That's not an adverb. Conjunction. Some of the most desired, and I will say heralded, because items were stuff that required you to like reach the max level on Halo Reach to get the skull and the helmet. The samurai armor, which is now on sale for about $70 if you want the whole thing, and you have to play the shit out of the game at the same time. Oh, hold on. Again, I'm glad they have this on like a set spawn, or this would be, at this difficulty, such a pain in the ass.
Okay, looks like we're all clear to get started. Now, the plague wall itself isn't dangerous, but if it's biologically active, my work might draw some Zeds. So, let me know when you're ready for me to start.
Oh, I should have been so much more prepared for this. I do have a 50
Are you
cal.
ready? It could get a little. I appreciate it.
I have 4 shots and a 50 cal. I can kill one
Keep your eyes open.
freaking jug.
Shit, that's gonna slow us down.
Talk to me, Tressie.
Is this just a regular like protect mission? I'm glad we don't have this in Plague Zone anymore, because I think that would have been really disastrous.
Last one left. That's all I got.
Fine. Fucking fill me up, damn it. Give me some stamina. Still timing out. Oh, it's short. It's just a regular like protect mission. I was playing it bad in anticipation of like, this is gonna get worse. I need to look at my surroundings. Let's scout ahead. These zombies are mauling me pretty good. Tressie's focused though. She doesn't care. She's so used to this undead world that she doesn't even notice that there's like 10 of them literally crawling at her neck. But again, they just ignore them. See, that is fine with friendly, important friendly NPCs. But when it comes to hostile enclaves, like, no. They need to be fucking the same aggro as they are to you.
I need to compare the samples I collected in downtown Marshall. I'm not sure how long that'll take, but it's not like my social calendar is full of distractions.
They seem to live alone in the most dangerous part of this map and the most dangerous part of Trumbull County, and yet have managed to like get into
hear you.
keeping a flower garden.
You mind getting me back home? I appreciate it.
I can do that. Okay, so those were like the most... This has a built-in silencer, but yet it's taken... It attracts them for some reason. They shouldn't even call this the house with the big picture window. Unless these missions don't happen again after you play this map once, but I assume they come back, so you can replay it. It should just be called Tressy's Fortress or something. Oh, ambulance is almost out of gas. Let's take... So, all armor in Reach is attainable for free, and the coolest armors in Reach were only acquired by the most elite of players. People who were either top tier PvP or, even better, top tier PvE people, which already showed that Bungie was... You could see in Reach, there's a lot of Destiny 1. There's a lot of Reach that gets into Destiny 1. You can see that that's where they're starting to think and where they're starting to look, and Bungie always did a good job of keeping both its PvE and PvP relevant and relevant to one another. In a lot of games, including modern Halo, they're like two separate arts, and they hardly even are part of the same game or universe anymore. Like, you just don't tie together. I don't like that. I think that that's a total regression. I thought Bungie was also always really, really good about keeping them part of the same whole, separate but equal, instead of two distinct halves. And we know that Halo's Infinite's campaign is like, you know, it's going to be a huge deal, and that really needs to deliver. It's hyped up, which is good. Thank God. I think way too many games are going the route of no campaign, and it's getting completely ridiculous. Especially because the price is not dropping on these games. Let's see if she talks anymore.
Thanks again for your help. I've got a lot to work on here. I realize my little science experiment may not be that exciting, but this is my way of fighting back.
Hell yeah, learn.
The more we learn,
Knowledge.
we are to survive. Take care of yourself, okay? I'll let you know when I have good news to share.
I'm watching the Alabama-Auburn game, and they're all like celebrating, but it just doesn't feel like it's over yet. So I don't really understand that. Okay, getting back to this. Halo Infinite, it does not work that way, nor close. The way that it works is you can... All skins are basically buy. I don't know of any skin you earn outside of the Battle Pass, but even the Battle Pass you gotta buy. And you gotta go through that terrible grind to get there. And I know it's not gonna get changed anytime soon, like they're on break and stuff, and that makes sense. They've been working hard, and it's the holiday season. I would like to be on break too. But it's just surprising that it's shipped this way. Because they're saying this is basically... They're calling it a beta, but they've said this is all the launch day content when it comes to the multiplayer. It's a weird system. And the only way that it makes sense is that they wanted to funnel as much transaction revenue as possible. And I'll tell you what's going to happen. It's going to change. But they'll get everybody who's impatient in the meantime to spend way more than what they should be. And I feel pretty confident that's what's currently happening. We need to fuel up and restock and everything else, and probably should lean out our people. This is also going to be a long episode. So say you earn that extra armor. Okay, great. Looks cool. And I'd love to mix it with, say, the samurai armor I earned by doing this event. And you got to grind hard for that event, because you got to keep doing challenges till you manage to get Fiesta challenges. And that's completely random. You're not guaranteed that. So you'd have to max it out. You got to max out all your challenges so that you can maybe get a Fiesta challenge. It's completely crazy. And yet, this is all true. Do they have it where you can just upgrade your car from the parking slot now? Why is she not recovering? Jeez.
Take its head off.
So, great. Let's say you did all that shit. Well done. You are truly dedicated to Halo Infinite, despite things. And now you want to put your samurai sword, belt loop thing, torso, and you want to mix that with your shoulder pads that you got that are the Mark 8s, and you got the boots of the, I don't know, they're all different. Eva suit, I don't freaking know. But they're all named different things, right? You can't mix and match. You cannot mix and match.
I just built a sweet new ride. Anyone want to take it out?
Which is ridiculous. You have to stay within a set. You can't be creative. There's no creative free will in this regard at all. Let's use Grace. Screw it.
Hold tight. Headed your way.
Let's use Grace, and while I'm in a talkative mood, I think I'll do it after this. I'm thinking we need to make the hard decision, though. And I will say, now that we've got all these freaking building resources, let me see where I'm at on recording here.